I would like to share with you guys something about the new White House Correspondents' Dinner. However, I'm going to go back to an old White House Correspondents' Dinner. I'm going to show you something that's been put right in front of your face. I told y'all to get ready, that they're not kidding. The enemy's coming very quickly, and death, doom, and destruction and the Great Tribulation are at the door. They're at the door. So, I'd like to show you what Obama hid also in the new White House Correspondents' Dinner. I'm going to show you one other thing that's hidden in front of your face. And then I'm going to go do another video maybe tomorrow and show you something that's absolutely disgusting that Mr. Obama and his wife perpetrated on the American public. Here we go.
Let me just say something to all my conspiracy-oriented friends on the right who think I'm planning to unleash some secret agenda. You're absolutely right.
Okay, there you go. That was Obama in his first term. He said, for those that think I'm going to do it in my second term when I get reelected. Okay, he's been reelected. It's his second term. Let me show you a little clip from the White House Correspondents' Dinner now, and so you guys can understand where this guy's going with all this. Okay, so pay very close attention because I'm going to give you a couple definitions so you understand how this is all cryptic and it's hidden right in front of your face. So pay very close attention to the details. There's an old saying that the devil is in the detail. Let me tell you what that means. The idiom, the devil is in the detail, refers to a catch or mysterious element that is hidden in the details and derives from an earlier phrase, God is in the details, expressing the idea that whatever one does should be done thoroughly, i.e. details are important. So just like the Jaguar commercials where I showed you the hidden images or the hidden things that were in the Jaguar commercial, like Tom Hiddleston saying, we've already created a beast, but it's time for a whole new animal with the same potent DNA. Well, as soon as they said potent DNA, they show you that eye right there under a triangle of the shadow of a chain link fence, which makes a pyramid over his eye. That's the same potent DNA. So the devil is in the details. The devil is in the details. The devil hides all his little agenda in the details. So let's go back and pay very close attention to what Obama says right here.
It is an honor to be here at my last, and perhaps the last, White House Correspondents' Day.
Why would it be the last?
You all look great. The end of the Republic has never looked better.
The end of the Republic has never looked better. Well, let's look up the definition of a republic. Most people don't even know that we were set up to be a republic. A democracy is actually different. A democracy is actually ruled by the majority of people. Well, imagine the human race turning to something else. Now, pay attention. Here's what a republic is, and Obama just said, the end of the republic has never looked so good. That's what he just said. So let's look at what a republic is. It is a state in which supreme power is held by the people. Supreme power is held by the people and their elected representatives. The elected representatives are supposed to do what we tell them to do. They are not above the people, but now they have become way above the people. Let me show you what it is. It is a state in which the supreme power is held by the people and their elected representatives, and in which an elected or nominated president rather than a monarch, in which it has an elected or nominated president instead of a monarch. A monarch is a king. This reminds you of the Bible, and they had a king over them. Okay, He's saying the end of that is over, the end of the republic. So there is no longer supreme power held by the people. It's going to be held by a king. He said the end of the republic has never looked so good. Well, let's see what else he said. So he just talked about the end of the republic has never looked so good. Well, usually when there's an ousting of a government, it usually happens violently. Governments just don't slide out the door on, like no problem. It's usually a violent, bloody takeover. So let's listen to this cryptic phrase right here.
In fact, I think we've got Republican Senators Tim Scott and Cory Gardner. They're in the House, which reminds me, security, bar the doors. Judge Merrick Garland, come on out. We're going to do this right here, right now. It's like the Red Wedding.
Judge Merrick Garland, come out. Let's do this right now. Does that remind you of a Bud Light commercial? Raise a banner to right now. It shows the president throwing a strike, and then you see an ICBM being transported. Raise a banner to right now. He just said, let's do this right now. Judge Merrick Garland. Judge Merrick Garland was the judge that was appointed to the Oklahoma City bombing. That's on your U.S. currency. Well, what did he mean by like a red wedding? Let's make sure.
Now, we're going to do this right here, right now. It's like the Red Wedding.
Just like the red wedding. Well, let's talk about what the red wedding is. Okay, so he did just say that, didn't he? Just like the red. So shut the doors. Security, shut the doors. Judge Merrick Garland, come on out. Let's do this right here, right now. Well, they're putting Merrick Garland in place of Scalia, whom they murdered. So let's see what red wedding means right there. It means a total disaster. It means a sudden event resulting in complete change of fortune among rivals, involving immense loss on one side and total triumph on the other. What's been going up all over the place with the triumphant arch, right? The Arch of Triumph, lit red, all red, right? Red wedding, red Arch of Triumph, Arch of Baal. So involving immense loss on one side and total triumph on the other, often involving a carefully planned betrayal and brutal bloodletting. Do y'all remember the Jaguar commercial when Tom Hiddleston says, world domination starts with attention to detail? Y'all remember that? That's all you're looking at. The devil is in the detail. Okay, well, let's see what he meant by, let's listen to it one more time. Let's just hear it one more time.
On everything else, it's another story. And you know who you are, Republicans. In fact, I think we've got Republican Senators Tim Scott and Cory Gardner. They're in the House, which reminds me, security, bar the doors. Judge Merrick Garland, come on out. We're going to do this right here, right now. It's like the Red Wedding.
Just like the red wedding. He did just say that, didn't he? And the red wedding means a total disaster, a sudden event resulting in a complete change of fortune among rivals, involving immense loss on one side and total triumph of the other, often involving carefully planned betrayal and brutal bloodletting, based upon the red wedding event in the Game of Thrones. So he's making a reference to Game of Thrones. Well, that's kind of funny because he also did that. He did a Game of Thrones thing in one of his other correspondence dinners right there, where he had himself put on the Iron Throne, and he had the crossbow put out, and these they're dragon eggs. What's fascinating is they're actually the colors of Islam. So it's really interesting that he had all these things done at another correspondence dinner, and he just mentioned a red wedding. So why don't we go look at the red wedding from the Game of Thrones and see what that's all about? Let's do that. Okay, this is, it says Red Wedding, HD full-length, Game of Thrones, Season 3, Episode 9. The devil is in the details. So let's watch the details and see what's going on. He did just say, bar the doors, security, bar the doors. Judge Merrick Garland, get out here. Let's do this right now. So let's see what this is.
Your Grace. I feel I'd be remiss in my duties. I've given you meat, wine, music, but I haven't shown you the hospitality you deserve. My king has married, and I owe my new queen a wedding gift.
Oh, it's a violent murder scene. The doors are shut and everybody's murdered. Notice all the crossbows. It's a violent murder scene, isn't it? It's a red wedding. Okay, so do you think that is appropriate to even mention something like that?
We're going to do this right here, right now.
Look at his face. He's not kidding.
It's like the red wedding.
He's not kidding, folks. He is not kidding. It's what he plans on doing. He plans on shutting it down, and every one of his rivals will be taken out. I'm sorry I'm having all kinds of problems with the software, but stay tuned. Keep watching.
But on everything else, it's another story. And you know who you are, Republicans. In fact, I think we've got Republican Senators Tim Scott and Cory Gardner. They're in the House, which reminds me, security, bar the doors. Judge Merrick Garland, come on out. We're going to do this right here, right now.
This really has my attention that he said we're going to do this right here, right now, because the Bud Light commercial that had a guy playing the president was saying, let's raise a banner to right now. And the banner was the Light Party, and the Lucifer, and that would, telegraph the Lucifer Party. And then it showed the president in a convoy pulling an ICBM after throwing a strike over home plate. I want everybody to watch and consider this. It is so far beyond the mental comprehension for me that this could in any way, shape, or form be appropriate. This is insane. You don't make a comment like this ever. But he does. That's because he plans on doing it. Now, let's do this right here, right now. Do what? Let's do what? Let's do this.
It's like the red wedding.
Okay, so that must be what reconciles when he says, let's do this right now. Let's watch it one more time. This is worth watching.
Been saying there are things I cannot do in my final year.
So the Republicans are saying things, there are things he cannot do in his final year. So he's telegraphing what he's going to do. He said the Republicans are saying there's things I cannot do in my final year. So let's watch it all the way through one time. I'll pause it, and then I'll show you what he's referencing. And we're going to watch very intently Red Wedding, okay, and what it's in relation to. Make sure you pay attention to what he's making this a reference to.
It's in fact 4 months now. Congressional Republicans have been saying there are things I cannot do in my final year. Unfortunately, this dinner was not one of them. But on everything else, it's another story. And you know who you are, Republicans. In fact, I think we've got Republican Senators Tim Scott and Cory Gardner. They're in the House, which reminds me, security, bar the doors. Judge Merrick Garland, come on out. We're going to do this right here, right now.
Do what? What are they going to do right here, right now? He's talking about the Republicans.
Like the Red Wedding.
Like the Red Wedding. The Republicans said there's things that I wouldn't, they've been saying for 4 months, there's things I wouldn't be able to do. And then he says, bar the doors, Merrick Garland, get out here, let's do this right here, right now. It's like the Red Wedding. So once again, let's watch this Red Wedding episode. And let's pay very close attention because this is what he's referring to. So let's watch. Hopefully there will be no lag.
I feel I've been remiss in my duties. I've given you meats, wine, music, but I haven't shown you the hospitality you deserve. My king has married, and I owe my new queen a wedding gift.
So this is the Red Wedding. Okay. The Republicans have been telling me there's things I couldn't do. Let's do this right here, right now. Bar the doors. And let's kill everybody? Okay, well, let's watch the final outcome of this. Okay, so let's finish analyzing this real quick. We're having some glitches in this program. I want to make sure everybody knows this is what a red wedding is. This is what Barack Hussein Obama was referring to when he said the Republicans for the last 4 months have been saying there's things I cannot do. Which reminds me, he said, security guards, lock the doors, and Judge Merrick Garland, get out of here. Let's do this right here, right now. Do what? This. Let's do this. What is this? Red Wedding. That's what he said. So this is what he's talking about. This is inappropriate beyond any reasonable thought of the imagination to mention this as let's do this right now, saying that he can't accomplish what he wants in the last year of his term. Let's watch the rest of the Red Wedding real quick.
Lord Warder! Lord Warder, enough! Let it end! Please! He is my son! My first son! Let him go, and I swear we will forget this. I swear it by the all gods and you. We will take no vengeance.
You already swore me one oath right here in my castle. You swore by all the gods your son would marry my daughter.
Take me for a hostage. But let Rob go. Rob, get up.
Let's do this right here, right now.
Please.
Do what?
Please.
Like a red wedding. This is a red wedding.
Why would I let him do that?
On my honor as a Talik. On my honor as a Stark. Let him go, or I will cut your wife's throat.
I'll find another.
Mother. And their regards.
Oh. Another nice betrayal and murder. And oh, that's nice. That's appropriate. Of course, to mention that at a White House Correspondents' Center. So of course, that's appropriate. Of course. Judge Merrick Garland, let's do this right here, right now. Security guards, ban the doors. And let's kill everybody. Cut their throats. Stab them, shoot them with crossbows. Let's just trap all of them together and kill them all. What's red wedding mean? Total disaster, a sudden event that resulting in a complete change of fortune among rivals, involving immense loss on one side and total triumph on the other, often involving a carefully planned betrayal. You mean like Obama being our president? And then brutal bloodletting like what's about to happen, based on the Red Wedding event in the Game of Thrones, which is what you just watched. And you just watched it. I mean, I'm not making this up.
My final year.
Let's watch this one more time what he says. Let's see. Let's make sure we're not...
It's a curveball. I don't know what to do with it. Of course, in fact, 4 months now, congressional Republicans have been saying there are things I cannot do in my final year. Unfortunately, this dinner was not one of them. But on everything else, it's another story. And you know who you are, Republicans. In fact, I think we've got Republican Senators Tim Scott and Cory Gardner. They're in the House, which reminds me, security, bar the doors.
Okay, security, bar the doors. Watch this. This is what they do in the Red Wedding. Okay, they won't let any people in. These guys are trying to get in. Tells them to leave. No one's allowed to enter. The gates have been shut with all the people trapped inside the wedding party. Right there. Bar the doors.
Judge Merrick Garland, come on out.
Judge Merrick Garland was the judge I did the video on that presided over the Oklahoma City bombing, which is printed on the U.S. currency. He's one of Obama's cronies now because he's going to take the seat for Judge Scalia, who was murdered. He's saying, come on out.
We're going to do this right here, right now.
We're going to do this right here, right now. What is this?
Your Grace.
This is what it is. I'm gonna pause it and enlarge it.
I've been remiss.
Stay with me. I'm gonna let it take its time. If I try and do it too fast, it'll freeze.
In my duties, I've given you meats and wine and music, but I haven't shown you the hospitality you deserve.
It's total betrayal.
My king has married, and I owe my new queen a wedding gift.
So here's the wedding gift this guy has. She suspects it. There you go. Judge Merrick Garland, let's do this right here, right now. Security guards, bar the door. Let's do this right here, right now. Security guards, bar the door. Are you kidding me? You're making a reference to this? Are you out of your mind? That's what he's making a reference to, and that's acceptable in any way, shape, or form? That's insane. Look at what you're looking at. A violent overthrow is what it is. A violent, bloody overthrow. Well, let's go to where it gets very real. So, let's see what the rest of it is. It's all part of the same Red Wedding.
Let it end. Please. He is my son. My first son. Let him go, and I swear we will forget this. I swear it by the all gods and you. We will take no vengeance.
You already swore me one oath right here in my castle. You swore by all the gods your son would marry my daughter.
Take me for a hostage. But let Rob go. Rob, get up. Get up and walk out. Please. Please.
And why would I let him do that?
On my honor as a Talik. On my honor as a star. Let him go.
If we're going to understand what this means, we got to watch the whole thing, right? Bar the doors. Security, bar the doors.
Find another.
Wow. Bar the doors. Judge Merrick Garland, get out of here. Let's do this right now. Do what? Do this. Let's kill everybody. Surprise attack. Kill everyone. That's what he's referring to. That's not acceptable. There you go. That's nice. That obviously should be, no big deal, of course. To refer to this. You know what? Let's just cut her throat too, just for good measure. There you go. That sounds like something appropriate. Of course that's appropriate to mention. Of course it is. Come on. Don't be a weirdo. You gotta admit, that's gotta be appropriate if you're some psychotic Fruit Loop. That's not okay to mention during a White House Correspondence Center, but, hey, he's the Antichrist. I got more for you tomorrow, okay? I'll try and get to that. So let's continue. If anybody in any way, shape, or form thinks that that's appropriate, then
In fact, I think we got Republican Senators Tim Scott and Cory Gardner. They're in the House, which reminds me, security, bar the doors. Judge Merrick Garland, come on out. We're going to do this right here, right now.
look at his face.
It's like the Red Wedding.
He's mocking you people. And wait till you see the video I'm going to make in the next day or two to see how bad this mockery is. It's all part of his little agenda. He puts it out right in front of your face. This is sick. He's going to do it. It's what he's going to do. He's going to take the country. He's already got it. He's already got the country. But he's going to pull the switch. He's going to flip the switch. And it's going to be blood. It's going to be a bloodbath in this nation, folks. It's coming. Y'all were warned. You were warned. If you can't see this coming, then I don't think you can see. Remember, he's the one that said it, referring to the Republicans that have been saying for 4 months, there are things he won't be able to do in his last year. And he said, that reminds me, lock the doors. Judge Merrick Garland, get out here right now. Let's do this right here, right now. And then he looks around and says, like a Red Wedding. A total disaster, a sudden event resulting in a complete change of fortune among rivals, including immense loss on one side and total triumph on the other. Arch of Triumph, often involving carefully planned betrayal and bloodletting, based upon the Red Wedding event in Game of Thrones, which is what I just showed you. And I just showed you that guy saying it. That's not something you joke about under any circumstance, no matter what, unless you're going to do it. There you go. Get ready for Michael and Barack video coming up next. Wait till you see how y'all have been duped. Bunch of turnips. Hey, you might want to look up the word turnip. By the way, just a little heads up, just to show you guys how these guys do stuff. Go look what carrot leaves look like. Go look what turnip leaves look like. Go watch the Couch Commander video again. This one. Go look up Tom Cruise from Mission Impossible wearing a black suit suspended from guy wires. Go look at the body position of Michelle Obama. Look at these leaves right here. Those are turnips. I thought she was checking in on her carrots. Go look up the derogatory meaning of a carrot. Go look up the derogatory meaning of a turnip, by the way, which was on the cell phone that rang in the DMV. I've done it all. I've done all of it. I'll tell you what Mission Impossible was. Pulling this off right here. Have y'all ever seen a statue of Baphomet? Baphomet? It's a goat-headed god with a penis and boobs. Yeah. Anyway. Yep. We'll do that tomorrow.